Welcome to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Champion. And welcome to the Twin Cities, where it's Saturday night. I guess that makes it all right for a little lacrosse action. Cannot wait to watch it with you. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday night with us here at TCO Stadium alongside Paul Carcaterra. I'm Drew Carter up here in the booth. We'll check in with Dana Boyle on the field in just a minute. And it's a thrill to have Jeremy Thompson with us up in the booth. Yesterday, it's one of the best things the Premier Lacrosse League does, celebrating the roots of this sport. Dana mentioned the old school, knock them down, drag them out, face-off battle today. Erlin versus Weirman, two of the best ever at the collegiate level, and TD Erlin gets the first.
Weirman is a rookie out of the University of Maryland, a big reason why they came from behind in that win against Utah down in Charlotte. It was 12 for 14 in the fourth quarter and in overtime, giving O'Neill plenty of opportunities.
Outlaws looking to run. Right off the bat, here's Brennan O'Neill, former #1 recruit, guy who committed to Penn State when he was in 8th grade, ultimately flipped to Duke, won the Tewaaraton, which is the Heisman of college lacrosse, led Duke to a national championship game appearance. #1 pick in the PLL. He continues to produce and live up to expectations. Running out of the box, the midfielder Justin Anderson, a former North Carolina Tar Heel. Here's Sam Hanley. Now it's O'Neill, 15 to shoot on the 52-second timer here in the PLL. Had an open man, Anderson couldn't find him.
You know what's interesting? They don't have Chris Fake on Brennan O'Neill in that first possession. It's Chris Conlon who guarded him this season when Notre Dame played Duke, so he has some history against him as well. But I thought Fake was the matchup because he's a big righty on the lefty.
Well, let's monitor that throughout the game. When Notre Dame played Duke in the ACC championship and blew him out, it was Conlon this season. Romar Dennis is on the board. Welcome to the goal column in 2024, Romar Dennis, and that was a fastball for 2.
This is just what the doctor ordered for the California Redwoods. Romar Dennis was struggling in his first 2 outings, hitting the back of the net. This is his first goal of the season, and it looks like it's from 2. He led the league a season ago in 2-point attempts. And what separates him when he shoots from 2 is he can do it on the run. A lot of times these players need to set their feet and have the play kind of fed to them, and they're in a spot where they can plant and rip. He does it with his feet flying.
Erlin won it cleanly but lost it. Piscino comes screaming in from the wing for the ground ball pickup. Romar Dennis throwing gas like he's Joan Durant playing for the Minnesota Twins. This Outlaws offense, they've only played 2 games this year, but averaging 14.5 scores per game, second in the league entering this weekend behind only the Atlas.
Yeah, they were under 10 per game a season ago, and it's the influx of rookie talent.
Hanley on the run. That's the backup closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds.
Only the Atlas have had more production from their rookie class in the early stages of the season.
It's not just O'Neill as a rookie on this attack line, also Josh Sawada, his former Duke teammate. Stepping in the crease, Dalton Young, another rookie, 11 in black, but that's gonna stay here with the Outlaws.
Graham Bundy Jr. at the midfield. This is a class that I think Tim Sudan can really build around, and you have the superstar and the absolute game changer with the ball right now on a short stick in Brennan O'Neill.
He draws 2, sets it up, and Jack Kelly saw it all the way.
That's what O'Neill wants to do because of the attention in the quick slide. Get it out of his stick. Outlaws need a way better shot to test Jack Kelly.
Scrum forward bodies are flying out of bounds on that Redwoods side of the sideline. It's Outlaws ball. Last year when Denver was Chrome Lacrosse Club, they struggled, to say the least. That's why they ended up with a #1 pick. They used the top pick to take O'Neill, top pick in the 2nd round to take Jake Piscino.
They didn't have a point scorer over 20 points on the season. Last in almost every major statistical category offensively. Goals per game, assists per game, shooting percentage, power play. It was a disaster.
And they didn't just retool the roster, they changed the entire franchise as part of the PLL going to home cities this year. There's a shot from Bundy.
I like what I'm seeing from O'Neill, though, from a passing perspective, Drew. Like, he is understanding the slides are coming. His teammates need to put some better shots on the cage.
Under 20 to shoot. There's Zawada, former Michigan Wolverine and Duke Blue Devil. A race for it, and the Outlaws keep it tight roping that sideline and stepping out of bounds. Ferrara. Here in Minnesota, this is one of the weekends without a home city, or a home team rather, so no homecoming week and all 8 teams in action. Rest of the season, when a team is playing in their home city, they got their homecoming weekend, so they play twice. We saw that last time in Philadelphia with the Water Dogs. Redwoods maintain possession. Here's Charlie Bertrand running out of the midfield. Now Chris Gray playing midfield, more of a natural attackman, coming out of the box, and beautiful ball movement. It's Westberg on the finish, Ryder Garnsey on the setup, just as you'd expect.
Garnsey is such an underrated passer. He hammers this ball to Berg inside, and Berg's the type of player you can literally shoot the ball at because he catches everything, and this is what he's paid to do. Catch and finish right inside. The ball's in his stick for a fraction of a second. One of the better interior presence in the entire PLL, Westberg.
Berg's like a hockey player, just standing in front of the crease waiting for the deflection.
He hasn't missed this season. He's 5 for 5 shooting.
Weirman with the clean face-off win. He can do this. Did it a bunch in his time at Maryland. Missed the cage. Ferrara's got the backup. So an early 3-0 lead for California. Looking for their first win of the year. Losses to the Chaos and the Atlas so far. Ferrara shoots. Trying to beat Jack Kelly in cage for the Redwoods. Righty out of Brown, class of 2016. That was one of their best teams in program history. Now Zawada matched up with Nakai Montgomery. Blue Devil versus Blue Devil. Pass to Hanley, errant, shot clock winding down anyway, Redwoods ball. So a sputtering start for this Outlaws offense. Remember, they started slow last time we saw them a few weeks ago in Charlotte. They're 0 for 7 to shoot.
They were down 14-7 entering the fourth quarter.
When you have O'Neal, you're never out of it. There's Bertrand. Berg trying to get fancy. That's his first miss of the year, right?
Yep. It's 5 for 6 on the season. Here's a big-time matchup with Rob Pennell against JT Giles Harris. Watch the question mark and the inside roll with Pennell. He's so good around goal line extended.
He was in the crease after the first save of the day for Owen McElroy, third-year pro out of Georgetown.
I think when I reflect on Rob Pennell's career, I always think about what he does with the ball from behind through goal line extended. He is masterful. The 5-and-5 area around the goal, 5 yards out, 5 yards up. He's got so many options.
One of the best to ever do it, third all-time in outdoor pro lacrosse scoring behind Paul Rabel and John Grant Jr.
That's a good double by the Redwoods. Sam Hanley has to have better recognition in terms of understanding spacing as a Dodger. He kind of just rolled into that pressure, and the Redwoods smelled it.
Yeah, that Redwoods defense is connected. All of them Golden Domers, Fake, Cohen, and Conlon. So is this guy, Brian Tevlin. Just like Fake, started his career at Yale, graduated from there, spent his last year at Notre Dame, won a national championship. Garnsey on the shovel shot. How did he get so much juice on that?
Oh, he is a treat to watch play. He does the unthinkable. Ryder Garnsey is a human highlight reel. The issue there, they didn't have the backup.
Yep. Here's Anderson. Native of Las Vegas, dodging down the alley and scoring with the right hand.
He's an athlete. An old school two-way midi. He knows all the attention is on 42 in black, Brendan O'Neill. It is critical for the midfield, for the Denver Outlaws to step up. 21 in black knows it. That he plays with and his overall stick skills make him an outlier at the long stick midfield position.
Also his stamina, running straight from the interview to the wing on this faceoff. Erlin won it. McElroy saved it, his second of the day. By the way, Pacino said he learned on Ancestry.com that his grandfather from Mexico had been part of the Purépecha tribe. So he has indigenous roots. He played for Team Haudenosaunee, like Dana said, twice.
He was the defender of the World Championships. That's O'Neill's first shot. He's got 9 touches on the afternoon.
By the way, who is the MVP of those World Championships?
That man right there, Brendan O'Neill.
Brendan O'Neill was a college kid, the only college student on that roster filled with professionals, and he was the most outstanding player in the tournament.
It's good defense by Nakai Montgomery. Cross Ferrara trying to play the body, and one in white says, not on me. It's 4 turnovers for the Denver Outlaws.
Here's Rob Pennell going to his office at X.
This will be a quick slide.
Got Hanley trapped on defense, or check that, I'm sorry, that was Chris Gray trying to find Pennell, and that's the 4th turnover for the Redwoods.
This is going to be a tough ask for Chris Gray. He's played attack his whole life. Now he's playing midfield, coming through the box in the substitution game and trying to attack a short stick like on that last play. The challenge, though, is when you're an attackman your entire life, you're used to being on the field and operating in all those gray areas, riding and being part of transition plays. You get way more touches and way more involved in the game. This is tough for Chris Gray.
Kark, you were always a midfielder, right?
Yes.
Did you ever play attack?
When I was in high school, I did, yeah.
How different was it?
You just feel like you have an opportunity to make a little bit more mistakes when you're in attacking because the touches and the volume, right? You get way more in flow in terms of the offensive schemes, and being a midfielder, obviously it's a very offensive position as well in terms of like what Chris Gray's playing today. But it's hard when you've been in attackman your whole life. Like if you were to put a midfielder down at attack, I think that adjustment, if you're above the goal line extended area, could be easier at times.
Here's Bertrand. National champ at Virginia in 2021. That shot kicked away by McElroy, who's starting to find a groove here in the first quarter. That's 3 saves. And the veteran Michael Manley, 35 years young, running the field. On the trail, it's a 2. Shot was deflected. Jesse Bernhardt took the rip. Ryan Terefenko on the pickup, rings the crossbar.
I'm really impressed with how O'Neill is moving the ball quickly. He knows that the California Redwoods are on red alert when he has the ball. And I think as this game progresses, the success of the Outlaws will come from how O'Neill passes the ball tonight.
Shot clock reset to 52 because it was above 32 when Terefenko hit the pipe. O'Neill already with 10 passes in this first quarter. Tops in the game by a mile on 12 touches.
They're getting their looks. They're 1 for 13 shooting. That's the biggest issue.
More great defense from the Redwoods. A takeaway as Cohen gets it to Conlon. And the Woods can hold for the final shot of this first. They got a 2-ball from Romar Dennis on the run, and then Westberg cashing in on a great feed from Ryder Garnsey. Anderson's got the only goal for Denver. There's Gray running out of the box. Checked by Nick Grill. 15 seconds left in the first. Tevlin. Now it's Garnsey. 5 seconds. Got to hustle. Just kind of throws it to an area. A lot of traffic in front. And that takes us to the end of the first. T.D. Erlin wins the faceoff cleanly, doesn't take the shot, gets it to Rob Pennell. And his pass looking for Jared Connors, off the mark.
TD's been spectacular first 2 games. He's at 69%.
Very nice start to the season for TD. That's his career best mark so far in his 4th season. Anderson had the 1 goal for Denver in the first quarter. Kelly all over that one. Here comes Chris Fake.
Uh-oh, watch out here. Here's come Connors.
Two
Wow,
ball from Connors.
flying.
Yes. I think Pinnell's going to need to wear a shin guard if he's going to be doing that.
Here's a look at Degnan. We haven't called his name. He's the leading point producer from the midfield, the rookie out of Johns Hopkins. He has a hammer of a shot, 44 in white.
He scored in the last 50 college games he played in.
Longest streak in Johns Hopkins lacrosse history from a scoring perspective.
Amazing consistency.
Speaking of Nat St. Laurent, they were trying to get him on the field, Degnan, but they're shooting too early in the shot clock, so he's not able to get in the flow of the game. So that's a point of emphasis here in the second quarter for the Redwoods.
That's kind of my point, too. Like when you have a guy like Chris Gray, you rely on getting into the flow of the offense when you're going from attack to midfield.
Good ball movement and a better save by Kelly. That's 7 already early in the second quarter.
This is the best I've seen Jack Kelly so far this season. He's under 50%, which is not great after 2 games, but today he's been incredible.
Number 18, 30-second technical push.
That's on Will Haas. Denver shooting just 1 for 15, and Kelly a big reason why. He's represented Team USA.
45% after 2 games. Today he's been on fire. Yeah, that's a blatant push. Now we'll go to the power play in the Redwoods. 2 for 6 on the season. They've got some big time stretch shooters, and one is the rookie, 44 in white. I mentioned him earlier, Garrett Degnan. You got the passer in Pinnell, creative stick work in Garnsey. This is a unit that could be really dangerous. Interior player in West Berg, kind of check all the boxes.
Gray's jump pass deflected. Redwoods keep it here. Pinnell playing up top. Bertrand spins it through. Here's Degnan, back to Pinnell, top of the key, under 10 seconds left on the power play. Garnsey from a sharp angle. Manley got a piece, and Alex Smith comes in to clean it up. For the Outlaws, that's the first time they've killed a penalty now. 1 for 3 on the PK this year. Tarafinko, nobody stopped ball. A late flag comes out. 2 flags are down. If they count it, it's a 1.
I think there was an offsides.
Potential slide. No problem. We got offsides on the white. That counts. Right. So it's going to be black man up down here. No go on the play. We have a foul on the play. Redwoods, 44, 30-second technical, offsides.
Just to continue the conversation, Degnan played attack.
Yeah,
that's not something he has to worry about.
Exactly. But I'm curious why they didn't count the goal. It should have been a play on when it was offsides. The Denver Outlaws had the ball.
Yeah, let's bring in Seth Tierney. Seth, you got us?
I think he'll be with us momentarily. Seth, why wasn't that a play on with the offsides on the Redwoods? The possession was with the Outlaws.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it probably should have been a play on. We're looking at it down here right now. At that point in time, they did have 7 on that side, and there's a good possibility that should have been a goal. But we're going to take a look at it down this end. It could be challengeable, but now the play is dead after that.
All right.
But I agree with you. There was unless that ball hit the floor or someone else got possession, which it did not happen at that point.
Oh, on the power play, the Outlaws. Hey, they'll take the 2-pointer.
Yeah.
It's Graham Bundy, the rookie.
What a shooting stroke. Quarterfinals, Georgetown University, Graham Bundy against Notre Dame. 5 goals in the 4th quarter against the national championship team, and they were absolute hammer shots. This guy is a hired gun. One of the sweetest shooting strokes you will see. I mean, that is blistering to the top stick side. Counted for 2 on Jack Kelly. You turn on the tape and you watch his highlights. Some players just have it in terms of how fluid the stroke is.
Let's check back in with Seth just one more time to clarify that call. What else you got, Seth?
Hey guys, I just wanted to make sure we get back up to you. There was an interference call. That's why the whistle had blown to not make it a play on. So just to make sure that the viewers at home understand, that's why it happened. That's why it happened. There was an interference. It wasn't a change of possession, but that does kill the play.
Makes perfect sense, Seth, because if it was just the offsides, it would have been a continued play on. So we're good there.
100% correct, Clark. Just wanted to clear it up for the fans at home.
Now we have a challenge.
I don't think that was close. I mean, he pounded that from 2.
Yeah, that's going to be a 2. But challenging to see if his foot was on the line.
Yeah, I don't see that.
You could drive a truck through that.
I don't even see that being close.
You could drive a Zamboni.
Quarterfinal action. You probably remember the fourth quarter. The game was totally in favor of Notre Dame, the national champion, when they played Georgetown. But Graham Bundy had 5 hammer shots in the fourth quarter against Liam Entenmann, the best goalie in college lacrosse.
Yeah.
And his shooting stroke it's a gorgeous motion, but the ball is screaming at 100+.
I mean, we all watched Graham Bundy Jr. score his first We'll let Matty P do his thing on TV. Graham Bundy Jr. scored his first pro goal around the world. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, and around the world is like a full motion of a backhand behind the back down in Charlotte. I remember that one, and I remember Paul Rabel, co-founder of the PLL, made reference to of that in social media. Imagine that being your first professional lacrosse goal and around the world.
So Nat St. Laurent and the Redwoods lose the challenge, lose the timeout. They still do have another challenge remaining. But we got a tie game. Each team with a 2-ball. Dennis has one for California. Now Bundy's got one for Denver. California winning the face-off battle 4-2 so far. Erlin and Weirman. Degnan still out there, 44-41 as he finds Charlie Bertrand. Shot clock's only 32 after the face-off. It's down to 5. Gotta hustle. And that's a violation.
This is where Pacino is dangerous.
Yeah, he's got some serious game. Both ends of the field. Manley with a high rip. Kelly deflects it. Rebound right to the Outlaws.
Manley, 5 in black, is well known to have one of the harder shots in the PLL. I mean, he's won some shooting contests and all-star weekends in the past. KG veteran Mike Manley, an All-American from Duke and 10-plus year vet in pro lacrosse. And he's a tough guy too. Like, that's one of the last guys I would scrap with. Like, if I was in a dark alley, he'd be one of the last guys, Mike Manley.
Yes. Hanley, this is where he makes his money, dodging from the top. Against that short stick. I think that made it through to Kelly. Gergar picks it up. Did that sneak through? They say no goal. A team effort for the Redwoods. Jack Kelly gets some help from his friends. And Dylan Gergar must have thought he had an easy one. Will Tim Sudan challenge now? Did that go over the goal line?
I think we'll have another look at this. Does it cross the line? This will be a great look at it. Try to track that ball, Drew. Oh, I think that's too hard to overturn.
I think they kept it out.
Yeah.
And a save by McElroy. Both goalies playing well in this first half. That's 4 saves for the former Georgetown Hoya. I heard him saying, use the clock. That's what Dana told us earlier. Nat St. Laurent was talking about, just trying to get their guys out of the field.
They're getting their opportunities, Denver. 2 for 20 shooting.
Is that good?
No. You want to be around 30%. Do the math on that one.
That's about 10%.
Yes.
2 for 20. Got a tie game here. Outlaws just gave the ball up.
They're saying use it, meaning use the clock. They want to get into a good offensive set here.
Here's Garnsey sweeping with a step. Manley meets him. Gray to Pinnell. Matched up with Giles Harris. Will he go to the question mark? That's his signature. Behind the back, and McElroy has the answer.
He had the space. The Redwoods did a nice job of clearing out and giving Rob Pinnell plenty of room to operate, and that's where he's at his best around goal line extended.
Tarafenko trying to get the hands free, sets it up, and it's put in. The Outlaws take the lead 4-3.
An influx of rookie talent we know about Brennan O'Neill. Graham Bundy dropped a two-pointer earlier. Josh Sawada, another rookie, making it count. Not one, not two, but three fakes, and then he pounds the rock. The team defensive philosophy, like they'll switch picks and they'll feel comfortable if Conlon's guarding him and there's a pick and there's a switch. If someone else has to guard O'Neill, Notre Dame has been good with that in the past on O'Neill. They'll carry that over because of three starting defenders with the Redwoods that played at Notre Dame. The history is there.
And keep in mind, Ryder Garnsey, playing for the Redwoods, is an assistant coach at Notre Dame.
Garnsey with the ball here. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved. Leading scorer heading into tonight's contest with 9 points in 2 games.
Yeah, they need a run stopper. Scoreless for 13.5 minutes. They're 0 for their last 10. 4 straight for the Outlaws after a 3-0 Redwoods lead. Gray again on the invert against the short stick. Still has it. Off balance. Does he see the shot clock? Whips the pass to Garnsey. And a shot clock violation against California.
That's the right look. It's just a little too late into the shot clock. And you saw the quick slide because Chris Gray's playing midfield. He's getting a short stick on him. The Denver Outlaws are going to support that matchup, slide early to him. He recognizes Garnsey, but it's just a little bit too late.
8 turnovers for California. And folks, if you want the talent level in the PLL boiled down, consider this. Chris Gray is getting a short stick assignment. It's a guy who scored more than 400 points in college, a Division I record. You would have never thought you would see that. Here's Cross Ferrara on the dunk. From behind the cage, Cross goes airborne. 5 in a row for Denver.
This is good news for Denver. Moments ago was a Zawada goal from attack. A non-O'Neill goal loosens this defense up and gives players like Ferrara opportunities to create. Everyone's sliding early to 42 in black. Who else is going to make the California Redwoods pay? It was Zawada, the rookie, and then the second-year pro, Cross Ferrara, with a nifty backhand shovel shot. You know, we had Jeremy Thompson in the booth last night. His brother Lyle made that shot famous.
The Dejas dunk. All right, Nat St. Laurent's going to use another challenge here to check the crease. If Cross Ferrara stepped in that circle before the ball crossed the goal line, this will not count.
He challenged the Bundy too already.
It's a second challenge. Yeah, you can see the pellets
close.
coming up. His right foot's on the ground.
But we have to see another angle to see if it crossed the plane. So where's his right foot right now? Yeah. Ooh, I think they might overturn that one. What do you think?
Absolutely. That's coming back. Great challenge by Nat St. Laurent.
When it's your second challenge, you have to have some certainty.
No, you're out of challenges.
Okay, I'll figure that out.
Yeah. mean, you lost, yeah. I mean, you got 2 left. You lost the timeout in the first one. Okay. After review, the shooter's right foot dragged in the crease prior to the ball going in. No goal. The Redwoods will clear the ball down here.
Cross was in the crease. He'll have to get that cleaned up before the air gate competition at All-Star Weekend in Louisville.
So he does not lose a timeout.
But he is out of challenges. Keeps the score at 4-3. Still 4 in a row for the Outlaws. Here's Degnan. Lethal from anywhere. And a broken stick. That's Will Hawes playing without a twig right now. Long looping pass. It's Dennis, and McElroy saw it all the way. A clean save often leads to a transition opportunity. McElroy's got 6 saves. Kelly has 8 on the other side.
And a much better job from the Denver Outlaws in their ball exchange, something that they struggled with in the first quarter. That's how you get it from defense to offense cleanly and have your offense opportunity and time to set up before the shot clock runs out.
Here's Zawada. Keep it below goal line extended. There's O'Neal with that lefty hammer. Backed up by his former college teammate Zawada. O'Neal now 0 for 3 shooting. He's been mostly a passer today, though.
They went from zone to man, too. That was a creative defensive stand by the Redwoods.
In the same possession.
Yeah,
right?
they went zone and then they went to man late in the shot clock here. Well timed to really create some havoc for the offense of the Denver Outlaws.
Late shot clock. And the horn sounds. Hey folks, following our game here on ESPN2, stick around for X Games Ventura Finals Weekend. The world's best action sports athletes competing in men's skateboard vert best trick, BMX park, and Moto X best trick. Redwoods on the fly. Connors had it poked free. McElroy, man, he's been active today. Sean Scanoni still injured. McElroy getting a chance, making the most of it. Great ball movement. Zawada missed the net.
Even on that shot, Kelly was on it. Like, Kelly is in groove tonight. 2016 All-American and took Brown University to championship weekend. He is a KG vet.
Outlaws timeout.
Specifically on the offensive end, John Grant Jr. addressing a lack of body language. Fix your body language, be positive. You have to dodge to space. Well, how about that
a little bit like that. Josh Zawada on the finish, his second goal today.
Well, California's been scoreless for 17 minutes. That's not been the case for the Denver Outlaws, who are feeling it, and they are in groove. They've got the lead, and they're doing it without Brendan O'Neal even having a goal in this game. Zawada's got 2. Showing you his finishing ability and timing that cut. You know, the key to this cut is not to go too early, because if you go too early, you're going to catch the ball with no angle. So he's patient on the cut, knowing that the short stick matchup from behind is going to be supported. But if he decides to cut too early, he catches the ball and he's below the goal line and he has no angle. So that is awareness in terms of your spacing and your ability to cut at the right time.
Awareness from the rookie. He is 25, though. He's been playing lacrosse for a long time.
He's got a lot of background in terms of playing indoor lacrosse. Grew up in North Carolina. Whoa, we got something here.
Here we go.
Wow. Oh, helmets off. There's going to be flags flying.
Weirman from Denver, Cohen from California.
Cohen's going to do some more time on this one, ripping the helmet off. I like how the rookie, Luke Weirman, isn't backing down. Only his 3rd game as a pro.
Still
he's showing you, yep, he's showing you, don't mess with me, man. I'm not your average rook.
And then we had a hold first. Right, the hold, I got that. That's what I'm going to start with. Foul on the play, Outlaws number 34, 30-second technical hold. The rest of that play is under review.
All right, so they get Ryan Terefenko for a hold. And now Matt Palem's going to go watch some TV.
So there's the hold. That's the easy one. So Weirman comes in. Ooh. Wow, and then Cohen just rocks Terefenko. Weirman doesn't like it. Those two start scrapping. Here's the hold. That's a good call. And you see Terefenko just gets jacked. Whoa, that looked like it was high too, and maybe towards the head. Cohen might be doing some serious time.
And how about the rookie Weirman defending his new teammate?
And then you'll see his helmet get ripped off eventually. So if I was a betting man, Cohen is going to be in the box for a long time.
You get a timeshare in the sin bin.
Because look at this hit right here. Whoa, that was high.
Now, is Terefenko, is he bending over at that point? Is that why it's high?
It looked like it could be towards the head and neck area. Cohen comes flying in here. Here's the hit again. Take a look at this. So look at Terefenko.
Oh, yeah.
See the shoulder up near the head and neck area. And then after, when he starts scrapping, yeah, that's going to do some time. When he starts scrapping with Weirman after the hit, then he takes Weirman's helmet off. That's the original hold. Here's the hit. Terefenko is one tough customer as well. We'll hear from Matty Pelham, head referee, momentarily. Matty Pelham does a terrific job in terms of
went right in the
figuring it out, digesting it, giving it to us in easy terms.
Stacking up a lot of stuff over here. All right, so Weirman for a minute. Terefenko for 30 seconds. 40's got 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes for the headshot, and 30 for ripping the helmet. We good?
I think that was the right call.
No, the 2 minutes are full time. His last 30 seconds will be releasable. Weirman's minute is full time. Terefenko's just got a 30-second penalty. Okay.
Cohen is going to do full time for 2 minutes, and then the 30
is releasable.
Yep.
I might need to bring a little something with me.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I might need to bring a little something with me.
It's an open note test.
Yeah. So Weirman's going to do time for the scrap. But Cohen is going to do way more time because of the body check he had on Terefenko and then ripping the helmet off of Weirman. So there's a lot going on there.
Let me just give a quick shout out while we're sorting this out. Kyle Hines running that handheld camera.
Yep.
Yeah, attaboy, Kyle. You clock the most miles of anybody in this league. We see you. Just don't get hurt out there.
Here he is, Matty P.
He's got his notebook ready.
After review, Denver, 34, 30-second technical hold. 52, 1 minute unsportsmanlike conduct. Full-time serve. Redwoods, number 40, has 2 minutes. Check to the head. 40 also has a 30-second technical conduct foul for ripping a helmet off.
There you go. I think you got it all right.
It'll be Denver ball because they have less penalty time.
I think it played out exactly what we saw, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Kark, you were all over it. Yet again. Someone had a Matt Pelham jersey by the looks of that.
He's an institution.
Yeah, he signs autographs. You think 2 minutes for the hit to the head? That's the right call?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in. If you look at where Terefenko was after he got called for the hold. He was kind of like in a defenseless position, right? And then in came Cone, and definitely got him up near the head and neck area. I think it was the right call. The only parts of all of those calls that are releasable is the hold. It was the original hold that Tarasenko had.
I think Cohen's 30 seconds at the end are releasable. After the 2-minute full time?
After the 2 minutes. His 2 minute is not releasable.
Yes, he's locked in.
He's locked in for that hit to the head and neck area.
So just to give you some context, folks, coming into this weekend, the league leader in penalty minutes had 3 for the season, and Arden Cohen is booked for 230. Going 4-on-4 here?
No, it's actually
4-on-5. So Outlaws have the ball shorthanded. Redwoods, as you can see, for 10 more seconds, 5-on-4. Now Tarasenko is going to be released.
Yep, so that will go to 5-on-5.
Even strength, 5-on-5, 20 to shoot for Denver. Bundy spins it back up top.
This is a good time for O'Neal. You get them out of their base 6-on-6 defense going 5-on-5. He's going to have an opportunity to dodge as a scorer or dish.
He does dish. Good stick from California. Redwoods with the takeaway. It's Jared Connors, who's been an elite long stick midfielder in this league, traded from Utah in the offseason. So the Outlaws now on the power play, playing defense with the extra man. Expect to see them press out. Here comes Dennis. Flying out of the box. Lefty shot. He scored it 2 earlier today. That one missed. Garnsey has the backup. 48 seconds left in this second quarter. Keep in mind, we're going to face off regardless to start the third quarter, despite the penalty.
Look for a double here. Tarasenko is essentially like a free safety here, supporting any one-on-one matchup because they're up a person.
Redwoods look content to just kill off some of this penalty time. 3 to shoot, and Garnsey just flips it into the corner. Not sure if you can hear at home, Seth Tierney barking out instructions. 10 seconds left in this first half. No look feed. That shot misses from Dylan Gergar.
I think the story here for California, they're 0 for their last 13. They've been held scoreless for 19 plus minutes.
Great start, 3-0, and they have gone silent. Much to the delight of the Outlaws, looking for their second win in a row. And they got a 2-goal lead as we hit halftime. Welcome back to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Champion. Drew Carcaterra back with you here in Minnesota. Third game of 4 on the weekend. Redwoods Outlaws. It looked really good at the start for California, Carc.
It did. Romar Dennis got his first goal of the season. It was a 2-ball, stretching the defense on the run. Jack Kelly has 8 saves. He's been a bright spot for the Redwoods, stonewalling the Denver Outlaws. Brendan O'Neal has yet to produce a point, but the good news, the rest of the team has stepped up. Graham Bundy Jr. and Owen McElroy has really played well. In addition to some of these young rookies, McElroy has 6 saves. The issue for the California Redwoods is no Pennell goals, no Garnsey goals, and they're 0 for their last 13 and haven't scored in almost 20 minutes. The good news for the Outlaws, no Brendan O'Neal, but other guys are actually stepping up.
Both teams shooting sub 15% in this game, which is about half of where you want to be, around 30%. Keep in mind, folks, Outlaws starting the third quarter on the power play with Arden Cohen just living in that penalty. Did you think he spent halftime in there? Crucial face-off won by Weirman allows Denver to take the timeout. You like this timeout, right? You were thinking maybe someone should do it last night.
Yeah, you know, it's a critical point in terms of if you're going to take that timeout, you have to do it immediately.
Yep.
Because you have the power play ticking away with 18 seconds. The question, though, is it's 3 seconds into the third quarter. Last night's was a little bit different of a scenario because it was in the first half. And you had
right
one
in the
to
top
burn.
here, like that top spin, okay? Yeah, either way. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Hot on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hot.
They feel really good about their power play unit coming into the evening, 3 for 5. Got some big-time shooters on this outfit. Obviously, Brennan O'Neill, Justin Anderson from up top. Sam Hanley is a player that can beat you with both hands.
He's 26.
The one player I'd get on the outside, though, is Graham Bundy.
How about O'Neill? Had his foot on the line. That shot was deflected. Chris Fake.
Great hustle by Brian Tedman, who went Superman to try to get closest to the ball when it went out of bounds on that shot.
Denver retained possession. Power plays over. Single digits on the shot clock. Anderson on the run. He had Denver's first goal today. 3 to shoot as Zawada gets a new ball.
So they only have the one timeout now. That's the issue. You were talking about calling a timeout quick on a power play situation last night. It was in the first half. You had a timeout to burn. Now you're left with one.
Look at the Redwoods drought. Over 20 minutes without a goal.
So how do you get the offense in flow? Well, for starters, you can't turn the ball over on a basic exchange. I think Rob Pennell has to operate from behind the cage and get this offense into a rhythm and flow. When the ball goes behind with Pennell, great things typically happen. He's one of the most prolific scorers in professional lacrosse history for a reason. He doesn't need to always score to get the team going offensively. He's a tremendous passer and someone that needs a touch almost on every possession because he's making the right play. And I just feel like there's no flow in their offense. That's why we haven't seen a lot of some of their midfielders. Like, how many times have we said Garrett Degnon's name?
We weren't even sure he was playing in the first quarter. Oh! A blistering top shelf rocket from the Rook, Graham Bundy.
Moments ago, I was saying on the power play, you want him on the outside. So could you imagine a power play where he's positioned on the top right and O'Neill's on the top left? You have seismic type shooters who could stretch a defense. Graham Bundy's shooting stroke is almost flawless. He gets it off a lot quicker than it looks too, so he catches it, and it's like the catch cocking back in one motion, right? You catch and you bring it back. A lot of players need to catch, cradle, and then bring it back. He almost anticipates the ball coming into his stick, and as he catches, he gets into that swooping motion.
6-0 run for Denver. 5 of their 6 scoring points from rookies. 3 from Bundy, 2 from Zawada. None from O'Neill, and they're still doubling him up.
But he's giving opportunities for other players because of these doubles. There's quick doubles.
What a fake. Good save by Kelly. That was Jake Pacino.
When you watch the rookie from the University of Albany playing for Scott Marr, who gave him the green light to play offense with a 6-foot pole, he is dynamic in terms of his stick work and what he can do in between the lines, shooting the rock and making plays.
Dalton Young shot upstairs, 12 to shoot. They get it to O'Neill. Outlaws have taken twice as many shots as the Redwoods, 32 to 15.
if you watch how they're playing O'Neal, Drew, it's almost like they have a free safety waiting to slide.
Like they're spying the
Yes,
quarterback.
they're doing everything they can to prohibit Brendan O'Neal, 42 in black, scoring as an initiator and a dodger.
Garnsey, they play the two-man game with a pull and another save from McElroy. That was Holden Garland, the Canadian long stick midfielder who could not beat McElroy. 7 saves, just 2 goals allowed for the Georgetown Hoya. Look at the goalie battle. Both these guys brought their A game to Minnesota.
Big deal for Jack Kelly, though. His offense needs to come to the party and support him.
Anderson turning the corner at X. The ball boomerangs around and finds guess who? Brennan O'Neal. They show help again. O'Neal with single digits to shoot finds Young. Young looking for an option. 3 on the shot clock and they'll just ice it. Both teams have 10 or 11 turnovers now. Don't forget, wrapping up the quadruple header this weekend. Water Dogs and Chaos. ESPN Plus, looking at an 8:30 Eastern start.
Water Dogs searching for their first win of the season. It's a proud franchise who's been to championship Sunday 2 consecutive years, winning in 2022 and runner-up season ago, losing to the Utah Archers.
2-pointer from Degnan. That's his signature from right up top.
And when you look at the Water Dogs, we'll see them next. They could easily be 3-0.
Absolutely. Addressing a faceoff man for the first time this year, Alex Stathakis from Denver. Degnan tries to save it. Dennis, good effort. Transition chance here for Denver. They blow the whistle for the over and back. Pacino starts the break. Zawada's shot saved by Kelly. His season high in saves is 14 against Atlas and Philly. He's got 10 today.
Okay, this offense needs some flow. Get the ball behind the cage. Let Pennell cook.
Can you get Giles Harris away from Pennell? Can you set a screen, do something?
They've done a nice job a few times giving a lot of space and clearing out a side for him.
Great look, Gray to Garnsey. A missile from Ryder. He is on the board, and the Redwoods break the drought.
That just sounded different. Did you hear the pop? Catch, cradle, release, snap, crackle, pop.
This is the oldest sport in North America, dating back to the 1100s. Early versions of the game can include anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people, and the games could last for days. Some indigenous tribes believe the sport was a gift from the Creator, and it's often referred to as the Creator's Game. Various indigenous tribes developed their own unique versions of the game using a variety of different sticks. Today's game most closely resembles the version played by the Haudenosaunee people. Celebrating Indigenous Heritage Weekend here in Minnesota, let's go onto the helmet powered by Cash App.
Ryder, it's Kark in the booth. That last shot had a nasty release. What's critical when you have space to let one fly?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a guy that doesn't shoot it that hard like I don't, you got to be a little deceptive there on the shot. Chris Gray with a fucking unbelievable pass. Put it right on my ear, makes it my job easy.
What's important for this offense to get more flow?
We got to stop turning the ball over. You know, get it through X, let Rob distribute the ball a little bit. You know, he's made a fucking career back there. We got to give him a chance to do something. We're turning the ball over a little bit too much before we get into some real offense.
Thanks, Ryder.
12 turnovers for the Redwoods.
What are you giggling for?
He knows we're on TV, right?
Yeah, with the mouth.
It's going full J.J. Redick on us. That goal snapped a drought of 24 minutes and 56 seconds. 24-56. Still just a 2-goal lead for the Outlaws. It's a 1-possession game. especially with the 2-point firepower California's got.
We're on the same page, Ryder Garnsey and I, though. He mentioned in terms of getting this offense into more of a flow state, got to get it to Rob Pennell behind the cage, because that forces then the Denver Outlaw defense to play a balanced game and turn their heads and be responsible for supporting this matchup, but also playing him as a passer.
Pennell, his shot as the shot clock expires. He'll be 0 for 3 shooting today. He's touched it 21 times, most on the team. Garnsey right behind him at 20. Pennell's passed it 16 times. Meanwhile, on the other side, O'Neal leading the way with 24 touches, 18 passes, and 4 shots. Outlaws have gotten their scoring from Graham Bundy and Josh Sawad, a couple of rookies who have combined for 5 of their 6, and then Justin Anderson had the first goal. Here's Cross Ferrara. See the attackman playing up top here for Denver. Hanley finds an open man. Bucket. It's Bundy again. A hat trick for Graham Bundy, and he's talking that talk to Arden Cohen.
If you look at this game, he's got the street cred to say, get on my hands. He is putting on a shooting clinic from deep. This is the 3rd hammer shot that we've seen. If you don't support a matchup with Graham Bundy next in the rotation, he will make you pay. Come out and guard me, he's telling Cohn. I dare you.
I was reading his lips. I don't think that's what he was telling. Cohen's been in the mix today.
It's beautiful offense, though, because if you heard Tim Sudan at half, he told Dana Boyle they're sliding early. So put Graham Bundy Jr. in the spots where the slide's coming from. And he's the last person you want if you're the California Redwoods taking the shot. So it's really good offensive kind of counter-punching by the Denver Outlaws in terms of putting Graham Bundy in spots where he can drain a deep shot. It's like setting up that basketball 3-point threat.
Let's go to Dana.
Graham, you got a hat trick. You're putting on a shooting clinic. What's critical out there when you're trying to stretch a defense?
My teammates drawing doubles. Like Sam's done a great job, and a lot of our other teammates, but yeah, it's all those guys drawing doubles, even triples at times, and I find myself in a lot of room, and that's where I like it.
And a lot of smiles. Are you tired?
No. I'm just happy to be out here. It's fun.
Good stuff. Thank you.
He doesn't have to move much. It's like catch, one step, let it fly.
Almost
The beauty of
like
an
a spot-up shooter.
But he mentioned, too, that they're drawing the double. I would just consistently put Graham Bundy Jr. in that spot where the slide's coming from. They're very aggressive to slide early from up top, the California Redwoods, and he is positioned at like a 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock spot on a clock where he's open off of the slide.
He's making sweet music with Sam Hanley, who's got the assist on all 3 of his goals today. So the Outlaws finding offense without #1 pick from a year ago, Logan Wisnauskas, who hasn't played since week 1. O'Neal after the hitch. Pass toward the crease, and Kelly gobbles it up. Hey folks, UFC 303 is tonight in Vegas. Prelims happening right now over on ESPN if you got a second screen. The main card begins at 10 Eastern with light heavyweight title main event. To order, visit espnplus.com/ppv. I think Arden Cohen might be able to try out for UFC after his performance today. Pennell would have been a 1 into the side of the netting, 25 to shoot. Part of the reason we love this league, it gets chippy out here. And you only have 8 teams in the league. These guys see each other a lot. They start to get tired of each other. Berg, great catch. You know that's money. He ends up in the goal. When Westberg is alone on the crease, just put it on the scoreboard.
You know what's really interesting about this? He is in flight, almost heading towards the goalie. So it makes it so difficult for McElroy. This is a second great pass by Chris Gray. When he leaves his feet, he's right on top of the goalie, but he gets the ball off and the ball crosses the plane before he actually enters the goal. So the timing of it when he launches is perfect. Look at that, he's in the goal.
That's taking crease time to a whole new level. That's a goal.
As long as that ball crosses the plane before he lands inside the crease, it's a goal. Contact with the goalie or not.
What I think Kark is so critical about his game is if you watch him off ball, he makes such a mess of things in the paint, in the offense. So he's screening, he's picking, doing what Canadians do best. So you have to account for him. And then when he gets open in the middle, what
he's
a
automatic. I think he has one missed shot the entire season. But Chris Gray's been critical on a couple passes now. The last 2 assists have come from Gray, primarily an attackman, playing midfield, getting short sticks, creating early slides and finding teammates. Garnsey and then Westberg.
Maybe settling into that new role as a midfielder. We got a flag down around the 35-yard line. I think it's going to be an offside against the Outlaws. And they're going to play with 7. So in the 6-on-7 right now, once Denver touches the ball, California will go to the power play. By the way, for Berg, that's 8 consecutive games with multiple points, dating back to last season. Bertrand gliding, sweeping. The shot saved by McElroy. We'll get the call from Matt Palin.
Berg needs the ball on his
Outlaw
stick.
fouls, number 34, 30-second technical, offsides.
Probably less than any player in the league. Like, he can have a prolific day offensively, and he could have the ball on his stick for less than 15 seconds. Because he's an inside presence, and he's paid to make it count right on top of the goalie, and that's what he does.
Out of Coquitlam, British Columbia.
He's got the best beard in the league, too.
Pretty good.
I mean, for a week when we're in Minnesota, this dude actually looks like Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan, who is from Minnesota. People forget that. At the top, it's Pinnell. That's where they like him on this power play. John Grant Jr., one of the best players ever, coordinates this offense. Garnsey couldn't squeeze it on the pass from Pinnell, and then he got rocked. Ran into Giles Harris. Garnsey has a knack for being in the mix.
That's a tough one for Giles Harris.
It's a bailout for the Redwoods. They get 5 extra seconds on the power play. Pinnell again to Garnsey, goes down on the shot. That was like a fadeaway. Giles Harris had it. Berg jarred it free. It'll stay here with California. Under a minute left in this third quarter. California trailing by 2. Here's Pinnell. That draws a flag. Skip the pass. Bertrand shovels it right-handed. Dennis goes low! With the flag down. Bertrand the offhand shovel skip, and Dennis with the marker.
Matty Palem's going back and forth with the Outlaw players. Jesse Bernhardt doesn't like it. Palem is telling Bernhardt, zip it.
Good goal on the play. We had a hold that gets wiped out, all even face-off.
Take a replay look at this. There's the hold. This gets wiped out. Oh, they feel like there was interference by Garnsey up top. They feel like Grill was interfered with. I don't know if there's enough on that. Looks like Garnsey was falling. They feel like it was like a moving pick interference by Garnsey that allowed Dennis to have the freedom to shoot.
Tim Sudan has thrown the challenge flag.
Previous play was ruled a goal. The Outlaws have challenged that ruling.
Now, they might be looking to see if Berg was in the crease. So there's a lot going on here.
But was he pushed in the crease?
Oh boy.
That's the question. There's a player in the crease. How did Wes Berg get into the crease? There's two things I think the Denver Outlaws could be upset with. One was interference, moving pick type deal on Ryder Garnsey, and then Wes Berg, was he in the crease? Was he in the crease because he was pushed? If that's the case, they don't have a leg to stand on, but if he fell into the crease on his own, then the play should be dead. It's Berg in the crease. He makes contact.
Looks like,
it looks like
pushed,
Justin
though.
Anderson.
Yeah.
They were arguing two things. You see the hands towards the crease. The defender down low thought that Berg was in the crease on his own, and then up top they felt like Garnsey interfered right here on a moving pick. Looked like Garnsey was kind of dropping to get away from the shot too.
Anderson puts him in, and he gets out before. Listen to me. How about 50 diving already? What if 50 had nothing to do with the play? I just watched it. Yeah. After review, good goal.
Okay, so the two pieces, and you heard Maddie, kind of confirms what I was thinking. Berg was in the crease because he was pushed in the crease by the defender, Justin Anderson. And he felt the second piece of that, which was Ryder Garnsey, did not interfere. Ryder Garnsey kind of ducked and was falling down to get away from the shot.
Let's bring in Seth Tierney, head of competition. Hey, Seth, why is that not interference on Ryder Garnsey?
Yeah, Paul Carcaterra is right on it, right? So Berg gets pushed in the crease. It's technically a play on, so the ball goes through to Romar. You're allowed to get out of the crease. In regards to Ryder Garnsey, it's irrelevant in the crease in that scenario. So the goal is, it's a 2-point goal is good, and we're all tied up here.
All right, thank you, Seth.
And when you look at all this, Romar Dennis is starting to feel it.
Yeah, at the end of all that's kind of the forgotten part. Look at Erlin.
TD Erlin started to feel it.
TD Erlin looks like he's playing skee ball out there. One hand lefty.
He gives it the old count it. Redwood Nation rise. TD's in the house. Gets pressured. Out of desperation is offhand. TD Erlin is a right-handed player. Can't get that shot off because of the defensive pressure. Just shows you the wrist strength.
Those face-off guys have strong wrists. That's 3 points in 7 seconds for the Woods. And for Erlin, in his first 3 seasons in the PLL, 2 goals combined. This year, 3. Does Weirman have a response? Come on! Dueling face-off guys. You having fun yet?
And they're going after Arden Cohn in terms of jawing at him. We know this, like TD is a lacrosse player. Luke Weirman is a lacrosse player. That's what's beautiful about that position right now. In 2024, these guys can make you pay winning at the stripe and slinging it. This is vintage Luke Weirman. I've covered him a bunch at the University of Maryland. When you don't pick him up at the point because you're more concerned sliding off these attackers, he makes it count. And for a goalie and Jack Kelly, it's turn and rake.
4 points in 11 seconds. Over bettors rejoice.
I mean, the California Redwoods had 3 points in how many seconds?
7.
7. They went almost 20 minutes without a goal. Talk about runs and droughts.
That's why we love this sport. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds left in the third. Tevlin's got it for California. Fakes the pass, shoots. That trickles out of bounds. 3 ticks left. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Folks, in the words of the late, great Stuart Scott, if you change the channel, we're going to rip your cable out. You would have to be insane to turn this off. 8-8 with 4 points in 11 seconds. Come on, face-off guys are scoring. Erlin, Weirman, it's chippy. It's fun. 8-8, 12 minutes left.
The goal scorer first. He's getting the entire scope of offense and the way to distribute the rock and get teammates involved.
I'm also going to give him some credit for how they've defended Brennan O'Neill today. O'Neill has no points, and he mentioned when he was wearing the wire for us that they're defending him. The Redwoods are kind of similar to the way Notre Dame does, and Garnsey's an assistant coach for Notre Dame. There's Ryder, missed the shot. Manley got a piece of him, 13 to shoot. Oh.
There's a lot of chippiness in this one. There's a lot going on.
Manley, I think, saying Garnsey flopped on the shot. Here's Tevlin, another former Notre Dame player. For Kevin Corrigan, Irish have won back-to-back national championships. Pennell sees the shot clock, and they'll take the violation. That's 15 turnovers for both teams.
So I think the success of the Denver Outlaws offense has been almost using O'Neill and Sam Hanley as the initial dodgers and knowing the quick slides are coming.
No one picks up Terafenko, right down Alphabet Street. Outlaws back in front.
This guy is tough as nails and does all the dirty work in between the lines. But when you watch him play, don't underestimate him as a shooter, and the move that he makes, the instincts to feel the timing of that check over his shoulder and to tuck it and then let it rip. He's the heartbeat of this team. He's the leader. Ryan Terafenko, every team that he's ever played on, he's like that tough guy that doesn't need goals, assists, but when he scores, you feel the energy amongst the rest of the team because he's one of their guys. Like, everyone loves Terafenko.
Clark, think about last summer in the World Championships when he soaked a check from, I think, every Canadian on the planet
at the end of the game
to finish up that game, kill the clock.
Blatant disregard for his body. Winning is everything for 34 in black.
There's Dylan Gergar, got some space. Kelly with the save, kicks it away for his 11th stop of the afternoon. Folks, next weekend the PLL season continues from Boston. 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday. Featured game Saturday, 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Philadelphia taking on the home Cannons. You can watch every game this year on ESPN+. Sun is shining here in Minnesota.
Beautiful night.
Big collision on the screen. Chris Merle setting it for Ryder Garnsey, who's got just an inch of space, hits the deck, no whistle. McElroy ends up with it.
Garnsey had the short stick there. I thought he should have stuck with that matchup a little bit longer.
Here's Gergar, former Penn Quaker.
It's his teammate right there from college.
Sam Hanley. Number 4 pick in the draft last year.
Last time in the fourth quarter the Outlaws played, Brennan O'Neill went nuclear. Can he do it tonight? The issue is the defenders that he's going against tonight have so much history against him.
Yeah, the entire Redwoods close defense, all 3 guys played at Notre Dame. Wrapped up their careers there, Fake, Cohen, and Conlon.
And all played against O'Neill at one point in time in their career.
Conlon had the assignment this past spring. Out of the box, there he is! Brennan O'Neill, welcome to the score sheet.
Oh boy. If you are a Redwoods fan, You don't want this guy to get going. We've seen a couple of these goals. O'Neal flying through the box, getting underneath with a face dodge multiple times in 2024 in this PLL season. He flies out of the box, full head of steam. Defender squares up, and then he just tucks and gets underneath and goes back to his dominant hand. And going back to his dominant hand is the call there, because that's where the better angle is.
Redwoods doubling up the Outlaws at the stripe. Erlin dominating Weirman. He's got another clean win, sets it up. There's Pennell, who is pointless today. 0 for 6 shooting and no assists. He's never had a scoreless game in the PLL.
So O'Neal's coming through the box as a midfielder. We saw it on the goal. Now this next possession. So you got an attack of Cross Ferrara, Josh Zawada, Dylan Gargar.
Hanley dispossessed, Merle up in him. Chris Fake. Oh, he felt the pressure. Pulled the chair. Merle's two-pointer goes off of Giles Harris.
That's the luck. Berg rarely drops that. You're feeling the tension here. The crowd is picked up. It's a beautiful night. He soaks this one, Giles Harris. Ouch.
Domed him.
Ouch.
Here comes Terefenko. He's got one in this fourth quarter already. Just keep your eye on 42 in black.
He's back at attack right now at the low left spot, being defended by Chris Conlon.
Tim Sudan changing things up. Here's Justin Anderson. Draws the slide. Ron John is out there, by the way, for the Redwoods, 33 in white, celebrating Indigenous Heritage Weekend. Zawada on the sweeping shot. Kelly makes another save on the rebound. Dalton Young couldn't cash in. Kelly with 12 stops today. Approaching the midway point of this fourth quarter, Redwoods in search of their first win of the year. Last season made the playoffs, made it to the semis. This year only 6 teams make it to the postseason. Berg,
that's his second time he went between the legs.
I think those are his only 2 misses all year.
I know.
He went between the legs. Tend to shoot. Pennell finds some space, misses it left-handed. You can see the frustration for him. No reset off the side of the net. Bertrand went behind the back. Pennell had it for a second. Horn sounds on the shot clock. Turnover. California, their 6th of the quarter.
Turnovers, missed shots, kind of plagued the Redwoods, not only in this game, but if you look at their 2 prior losses, not shooting the ball well in 2024.
27% for the year. Degnan is out there, the rookie from Hopkins. Can stretch it from anywhere. Great move by Chris Gray. Oh, he catches iron again.
It's a beautiful move by Gray and shot. He's going to stick with this matchup. See, he's getting the short stick. So if you could get him on early enough in a possession, the issue is when you get him on too late in the shot clock, it doesn't give him those longer type dodges.
Pinnell turns around, saved by McElroy. How about Owen McElroy? 11 saves, 6 goals allowed. He's around 65%. And now you start to get in the zone of doing the math. I mean, Outlaws have a 2-goal lead right now. We're about to cross 4 minutes left. Redwoods not exactly been potent offensively.
No, I mean, you mentioned the 6 goals. 2 of them are 2-pointers, so they do have potential to hit from 2 with Romar Dennis.
Hanley, did he do that on purpose?
No.
He got it to cross Ferrara.
He couldn't have.
Gives Denver a 3-point lead. Sam Hanley is a magician with the passing today. Whether that was intentional or not, that's his 4th assist.
Well, it's the early slides that have kind of dictated the openings for the Denver Outlaws offensively. Ball gets dislodged out of his stick. Sam Hanley gets a little luck. Cross Ferrara, Johnny on the spot. Outlaws up. The empty possessions. It all comes back to poor shooting and turnovers.
T.D. Erlin's doing his job.
Yes, he is.
70%, 14 for 20.
You got Romar out here, but the issue is they're going to press, especially when he's adjacent. There's another turnover.
Hanley takes it away from Garnsey.
You got a hunt of 2 now.
That's 20 turnovers for the Redwoods.
The good news is if you hunt a 2 and you get one, you do have TD, who's been really hot at the stripe.
I mean, realistically, Clark, this team can score 4 points in 10 seconds.
It could score 4 points in 10 seconds, and it could go 20 minutes without a point.
Yeah.
Credit Tim Sudan, too. When he got Brennan O'Neill going in the 4th quarter, he took him out and put him at midfield and gave him a different look where he was able to run through the box full head of steam to get his star involved in this game.
Single digits on the shot clock. O'Neill, one more's it, and Bundy! He is on fire today.
This is a joke.
O'Neill had his coming out party last game. This is Bundy's coming out party.
Once again, California decides to show on a ball carrier, and who do they leave open adjacent? Mr. Graham Bundy Jr. This is a sick, wicked shot with a hyper speed release. Telling you, when you have some ball carriers like Sam Hanley, who has 4 assists, and then O'Neill there, who can draw a double, just have Bundy Jr. in adjacent spots so he can get his step downs. That's been the biggest bright spot for this Outlaws offense today, is finding Graham Bundy next to an initiator and a dodger.
Redwoods cut a timeout. Now let's take a laundry break.
Welcome back to the PLL.
The New York Atlas.
Here are the Carolina Chaos.
The home of the Water Dogs.
The Cannons are back.
The Premier Lacrosse League is coming to California.
Homewood Field to the sacred cathedral of lacrosse.
This crowd is always great, as it is today. Packed house.
Here are the Utah Archers.
Utah showed out.
That's St. Laurent in the huddle with his team down by 4. John Grant Jr. is offensive coordinator. A couple times today where the Redwoods have just gone silent. A drought of almost 25 minutes. And you just saw the most recent drought as the Outlaws have put some distance between them and winless California. What did they dial up here? It's going to run through Pinnell, who's playing in his 36th PLL game. He's never had a scoreless game in this league.
Why isn't Romar Dennis on the field? He has two two-pointers today. You're down by 4. I don't get it. Wouldn't you put your best shooting presence from the outside, who's hit 2 twos already today, on the field? You gonna answer my question?
Makes sense to me. I thought it was rhetorical. That's a late slash by Garnsey, taking out some frustration. And the Outlaws are going to salt this away. They can take it down to about a minute. Redwoods in the fourth quarter, 0 for 11 shooting. They're going to fall to 0-3.
Denver with these rookies, this was only their 3rd game. They go to 2-1. And based on this roster from a year ago, and now the rookie influx, got to be thinking some positive vibes if you're an Outlaw fan.
Anderson picks a corner, puts a stamp on it.
If you are playing the Denver Outlaws later in the season and you turn on the tape to scout, you better be creative with your slide plans and the way that you support matchups. Because going adjacent with these outside shooters like Graham Bundy Jr. and Justin Anderson, they are showing you they can stretch a defense, hammer shots, and change the complexity of the way defenses will have to adjust moving forward, but also they're going to continue to play for their strengths. And what's going to happen eventually is when you press out adjacent, then you're going to get some inside opportunities. It's like, where do you want to slide from? The strength of this team might be the perimeter shooting. And then you have to figure out, okay, if we're going to press outside and not let the adjacents like Graham Bundy Jr. shoot.
Can you get a 5-pointer? Shoot it from the Viking logo. Dennis has two bombs already. That one misses the cage.
I mean, you can't find a guy who could shoot on the run from behind the arc like this guy. I mean, he just lets it fly.
See if Pinnell can get on the score sheet here. At no angle there. And Denver can bleed the rest of this clock.
How about the Outlaws defensively, too? McElroy in the cage. Giles Harris holding Pinnell scoreless.
Manley
Pinnell
with a couple takeaways on Garnsey.
Let's not forget about those guys on that side of the field. They were terrific. Thought they played with aggression, too. Like, they play a physical style.
That flag is for an offsides against California. One last hit for good measure. This was a chippy game. We'll call this offside.
Redwoods foul. Number 14 is going to serve it. 30-second technical, offsides. What?
And how about these Outlaws? Last year when they were the Chrome, 1-9. Crushed on a regular basis.
Look, I mean, don't take this the wrong way. They were a dumpster fire.
How could you not take that the wrong way?
But this is a great turnaround, and it's
absolutely
a testament to Tim Sudan and his staff and the players, because as much as you have a rookie influx of talent, the core of that team, the JT Giles Harrises, the Mike Manleys of the world, and Ryan Tarafenko, they're part of this turnaround too. So props to the Denver Outlaws.
For Carc, Dana, our entire crew led by Todd Jones and Brett Lancaster, I'm Drew Carter. Thanks for watching the PLL on ESPN.